Hello my lovely worms. I'm sorry I've not been posting much recently, but I've had a bit of a time with one of my cats. I don't know if you know Dom from some of my other videos. He's a black and white one who likes to barge in occasionally. He's a rescue cat. He's about 8 years old, and he loves to be the centre of attention, and he loves to get involved with everything that I'm doing. He just basically loves me. He just wants to be a part of me the whole time, you know. Whether from the minute I wake up, he's sat on my chest, he's knocking my phone out of my hand, he's knocking my tablet over, he's getting in the way of the computer, and he's fantastic. He's a good boy, but he's been losing a hell of a lot of weight recently, and I was putting off taking him to the vets because I was too scared of what they were going to say, because I had a cat before that had cancer, and although that you'd think that I'd want to get in there early and find out what's going on, the fact is that my husband's out at work and I just couldn't cope with being on my own, losing another cat again, because it's happened before, and I just didn't want to, you know, be on my own taking a cat carrier to the vet with a cat in it and then bringing it home empty again. So I was really scared of that, and I guess I was selfish, and I'm sorry about that. I really wish I'd done something about it earlier, but anyway, so eventually I did phone the vets on Tuesday. It's Saturday now, so Tuesday, yeah. And then I took him along on Wednesday, and he was in there a long time. He'd been poked and prodded and stuff like that. And the vet comes out and he says, well, because we're not allowed to go still, even though everyone's double jabbed and everything at the moment, the vet's still not letting you go into the surgery. Which is heartbreaking, actually, because, you know, if any was to happen, I want to be there. And I really, even if it wasn't like serious, I'd still want to be there, because I'm a cat mum, and I want to be there when the vet says what's wrong with him, because, you know, it's like if you're a parent and you took your kid into the doctors, you want to know what's going on with them anyway. So there I was, sat in the car park waiting to see what happened, and he comes out without the cat, and I thought, oh, uh-oh. I was like, what? And he said, we found a mass. And my heart just sank. I thought, yep, this is Al all over again. They're a cat that died of cancer, and I thought, oh no. So, oh no, how long have we got? Is he still going to be here when my husband gets home from abroad? All sorts of things were going through my mind, and I just said to the vet, look, we've got pet insurance, just throw everything you can at him. I know he's only a cat. I mean, a lot of the vets around here are not cat people, because we live in a rural area, and they're more concerned with dogs and livestock and animals that are actually useful, you know, not pet cats. I mean, cats are pretty 10 a penny, really, aren't they? So, you know, whatever. But he's my husband's best friend. He loves Dom. I mean, he loves all three of our cats, but Dom is very special. He's a rescue cat. He's been through a few things, and ironically, he's the second rescue cat that we've had that might have cancer. So I don't know what it is in their early stages of development that makes them predisposed to this, or the stress of it. So it'd be really interesting to know if there's any people studying veterinary science out there, and animal behaviourism and things like that. I mean, are rescue cats more likely to succumb to cancer, and why? I don't know. But this is the second rescue cat that we've had has had similar things, and anyway, so I wasn't having it from the vet sending me home with Dom with, like, basically, yeah, this cat's starved, could be starving to death, and like, no, we're going to run some tests, and you know, we'll get back to you in like on Monday, and I was thinking, this is Wednesday, right? Bearing in mind, if a cat goes without food for more than 2 days, they're in trouble. They can get this thing called hepatic lipidosis, which means their liver just packs up, or their kidneys, or whatever. And I thought, wait a minute, I'm not having this. And I thought, am I being paranoid? So I talked to my husband on Signal, which, I mean, he can't use Skype, so we use Signal. And he said, look, I don't think you're being paranoid. Phone them back. So I phoned them on Thursday, early afternoon. And I said, look, this I'd really like to try and get some more information or a bit more advice or something. Can you get the vet to phone me back? Oh, excuse me. So this is about like 2:30 in the afternoon, and so they didn't phone me back until 7:20, and it was the same vet that had seen him, and he was really stroppy. He was not happy that I obviously made myself a bit of a pain in the arse, but the thing is, you do pay vets a lot of money, and I was prepared to just throw the whole checkbook at him. I mean, we have got pet insurance. It doesn't cover everything because you have to pay like the first 120 quid of any treatment, and a couple of years ago he had a big injury to his tail, and that cost about 340 quid, and I had to pay the first 120 quid of it. So it's not going to be cheap. And but I just thought, well, what the hell, we haven't got kids, and it's like if you don't have kids and you have pets, they are the thing that you spend your money on, and a lot of people don't really understand that. They think it's a bit freaky, but that's the way it is. And yeah, he's not a special cat. He's not going to win any prizes or anything. He's just a scruffy black and white mog. But he's our family, and so I just wanted to sort of like be in his corner, and I thought I don't want him to go downhill. I don't want him to be uncomfortable. I mean, even if he is on death's door, there might be ways of making him feel a little bit more comfortable. So I tried to explain all this to the vet on the phone, and the vet was trying to explain things to me, and he was telling me to shut up basically and listen, and I was telling him to listen to me, and it was all ridiculous. And anyway, we got to the situation. We said, right, okay, I'll prescribe him some medication and some special food. So I'll give him a special food and some prescription diet and some steroids. He didn't say which steroids, he just said some steroids. And I thought, so there I was, like late into the night, googling steroids, obviously, because I just thought, what they're going to do, what's it going to help with, what could they possibly think that he's got on then? And but they said, come at 10 past 10 in the morning, we'll have your prescription ready. So I turned up, and I don't know what it is with post-COVID, but the vets are so busy at the moment. Anyway, so I parked up in the car park, and I mean, they say to phone the surgery to tell you that you're there, but the thing is that there's nurses, receptionists, and vets coming to and from the surgery to people's cars, seeing their patients and their owners and things like that. So I just said hi, and they said, "Oh yeah, you're here, for Dom's medication." I said, "That's right, yeah," because I'm quite distinctive. So yeah, they did recognise me immediately, and they, eventually, like 10 minutes later, they brought out the medication, and I paid for it with my card, and my card got declined, which is fun. So then I had to say, I'm really sorry, but can I phone you up the payment when I get home, and move some money around, take some money out of the joint account and put it in my account. That was embarrassing. So yeah, we sorted that out, and I got home, and I looked at the label on this, because like I said, I didn't know exactly what steroid there was going to be. So I looked it up, and it turns out that it's actually going to be quite a good drug for him. So I gave it to him on that night, and Thursday and Friday, and it's Saturday now. He's got his appetite back. He's just, instead of like spitting out food, he's actually eating it. And I bought him some sort of more sloppy food and things like that. And he seems to be, like before he was just kind of like mouthing it and spitting it out. So whatever it is that's causing his discomfort, and like the vet said, there was a mass in his stomach, but it could, if it was lymphoma, if it was silent, some cancers can get into a cat's nose, throat, and affect their eating. And I thought to myself, well, actually, you know, he has been sneezing and snotty for a while, so that might be it, you know, connected to it. But anyway, he seems to be a little bit more comfortable now, and he seems to be wanting to eat his food and hassles me for more food. And honestly, like I put some Bon Petit or that Felix in soup down, and it's gone like within a couple of minutes, like 30 seconds, and I'm like, I am so happy, because before he was just like looking at it and looking at me and looking all confused, and now he's eating it, and I am so happy. I'm still really stressed about everything, and you can see that I'm so tired, and you know, I'm lying awake at night and like getting up and maybe making a fuss of him and making sure he's got enough water, making sure he's got enough food, making sure he's still alive, basically. So that's why I've not been posting much recently. I'm just a little bit worried about this dude, and now he's like, I hope I haven't doxed myself, but there he is. I don't even see him there. He's had a busy day helping me in the garden. I've been doing some weeding and some pruning and things like that you do in the autumn. The weather's really nice now. It was so stuffy and humid, but now the sun's out and it's cleared up, and it's much better. It's much nicer, and I think that's probably going to stimulate his appetite as well, because like nobody really wants to eat when it's humid and hot and disgusting. So that's it really, and I hope you don't think I'm sad fishing. It's just kind of an explanation as to why I've not been dedicating as much time to posting as I normally would do, which is still not a lot, to be honest. But yeah, it's draining. It's draining, really. You know, I mean, with my issues, life itself is pretty draining. But then, when you've got another little creature to worry about, that's even more draining. You know, adulting and looking after the house and the garden and the bills, and then having to look after a sickly little cat and be his advocate and stand up for him and argue with vets, and you know, just kind of make appointments and keep on top of things, and make sure he's getting enough food, and make sure he's getting enough liquid, and make sure he's getting his meds. And it is quite a lot of effort, but it's so worth it. And even if this is just, you know, even if it's just palliative, it's gonna, you know, I've noticed a difference in the last couple of days, to be honest. It might just be that I'm imagining it, but I think he's perked up a bit. And anyway, so if you could send your best wishes to Dom, and if you've been following me for a while and you've been like interested in my cats and things like that, I would really like it if you could post something nice and positive in the comments below. Thank you very much. And well, I was going to post content about disability hate crime and things like that this week, but I've just been overwhelmed by this, so I'm going to try and get back on track soon enough, and post some more socially conscious and hopefully informative stuff. But for now, I'm just wiped out and hyper vigilant, and yeah, this little guy. He's such a lovely dude. You know, I've got to look after him. So I hope you appreciate that. If you're pet lovers, I'm sure you'll understand. Even if you don't like cats, I'm sure you'll appreciate that some people just, they have these, you know, beings in their lives that they devote their time and energy to, and Tom gives us such a lot of love back. Honestly, he's almost like a puppy, right? He's not aloof like a lot of cats. He's there, and he gives me lots and lots of fuss and stuff like that. So you know, and everyone who comes round and makes friends with him loves him, because he's such a lovely dude. He's such a, you know, even though he's like a little bit scatty, and you know, not the most affectionate cat in the world, but he's friendly. He's friendly enough, and we've done a lot of work with him to make him come out of his shell. So I'm really hoping that this is not, you know, index for him, because he's such a lovely little dude. Yeah, it's exceedingly worrying and concerning, and it's tiring. But like I said, we're sitting out in the garden now, we're in chilling, and it's a nice September evening, and it's not muggy anymore, and it's nice and sunny, and it's not too hot, and it's comfortable. So we're going to sit out here for a little bit longer. And he's had some food. I'm going to give him some more food in a minute, and then about 7 o'clock or something, I'm going to give him his second tablet of the day, just to keep him going. And well, we'll see what happens, really. I mean, it seems like you know, it's Saturday now, and like, he was at the vet's on Wednesday, and he's going to get the results on Monday, and it seems like a really, really long time to wait. So I'm really just on tenterhooks at the moment. Normal service will resume when I'm not quite as stressed out and worried about things like this. So anyway, I hope you understand, and I will see you all later, worms, and I love you all. Bye.